Way back in my younger years, I was a bartender.
Okay, so at the time I was living in Sheboygan.
And he would come in
Kind of on the way home, stop and have a drink, kind of unwind and move on.
and order brandy old-fashioned sweets.
So I got to know her very well, and she makes a pretty good old-fashioned, brandy old-fashioned.
And I was the bartender on Wednesday nights, and that's pretty much how we met.
And I got to thinking, I wonder if I married her, she could make the drink at home.
Apparently his story is that I made a really good brandy old-fashioned sweet, so in order to have one for the rest of his life, he had to marry the bartender.
One thing led to another, and she said yes, and we got married.
So.
In the corner, crying, I say, little old wine drinker, wait. Yeah, how's that?
My previous life, I used to make, like I said, industrial products, and it was a very competitive landscape. So if I was a competitor in a room with a competitor, you really didn't talk to each other because each other's jobs were to steal each other's customers and try to leapfrog each other in technology. So that's the world that I came in for the last several decades.
We just wanted to do something different. My husband wanted to do something different. And we sat at a winery one day about 3-4 years ago and said, wouldn't this be cool to own one?
We were just kind of talking about what the next chapter of our life would look like.
And we started looking around and found one right in our backyard. So that's when we started saying, maybe this is something we should do.
So one thing led to another, and we decided to go down the path of owning a winery. We've developed our wines here, and honestly, I use my wife as my test person. You know, I'll make a small batch and ask her what she thinks of it, and she'll either say, yeah, it's spot on, or why don't you make some adjustments in sugar or things of that nature, that stuff.
These two here, my daughter and my husband, have done a really tremendous job of doing all the duties.
Gabrielle on the other side, she's been a real good help as the general manager. So she's taken on a lot of responsibilities, and she's growing and maturing in this business. At first she was just working the wine tasting bar, but now she helps me run the bottling line, she helps me blend some wines, so she's continuously growing.
It's grown to where I'm now a cellar's rat, which is where you clean the tanks, you clean everything from the big tank all the way down to the rubber gaskets. And to now where I'm helping Dad make the wine, and I'm also helping him with the vineyard.
How do you like working together with your family?
We don't. No, I'm just kidding. Well, it can be a challenge a little bit.
You get a little hot under the collar sometimes, and it's hard not to, when you have an employee and a work relationship, it's a little different. When it's your family, you pretty let loose.
So like in our family, the females are very strong. Like we want things done our way, whether you like it or not kind of thing. But then again, Dad is a strong person himself, so that whenever we have two ideas that we want to do, we're trying to compromise and figure out how to work it out. And if it doesn't work, then we just figure out a different way to do it.
Let's talk about reasons to bring people to the winery. We talked a little bit about a murder mystery at the winery and that stuff. What do you guys think of that?
You don't want people to pay people to come out here and have us like us host it and mess it up. Just have like Joy or like Wilson's.
So instead of opening up to everybody, just people we know, like a soft opening, like a soft event kind of thing.
Do it for the first time.
Do it for the first time, so that
See
we
how
can
it rolls.
see how it rolls. And this is a rather unique business or career path. So one day we're a farmer enjoying the sunshine here today in the vineyard. We're also a chemist as we're converting juices to wine, but then we're also salespeople. And I have to admit that the best part of this business is meeting the number of people that pass over our threshold and enjoy our wines.
That's pleasant.
It wasn't as bad.
And it's semi-sweet, so again, some citrus.
4 or 5, Well, today we're in the vineyard, and we've selected this area for growing our Tempranillo grapes because of a couple of conditions. First off, we're in a north-south pattern, which makes it very good for growing grapes, where we'll get the canopy sun from dawn to dusk. We also have very good soil conditions. We've got a 75% sand, 25% clay, which means the water retention is really good, but when we get an excess amount of water, it sheds it pretty nicely as well too. So we're looking forward to watching the grapes grow here and be able to harvest some grapes somewhere in the near future. And then once we do that, we'll take them into our crush room, our crush pad area, where first we'll separate the grape from the stem. And then the next step is to actually crush the grape so we get the juice to come out of the grape. And then if we're making a white wine, we'll discard the skins. But if we're making a red wine, we'll keep the skins and keep them in the fermentation tank so that the wine has the ability to extract the color from the skins to make the red wine. So we'll add the yeast, and then the juice we'll collect, and then we'll make wine. The next step is start our filtration and maybe some of our adjustment, maybe adding some sugar to make a sweet wine. We do barrel age our reds for a period of time, anywhere from a year to several years. And once we're ready to bottle, we've got an automatic bottling system where the wine comes in, it's filtered, it enters into a pre-washed bottle. We press the cork in place, put the capsule on, put the label, put it in a box and send it off to our customers so they can enjoy it. This design of enclosure came out about 15 to 20 years ago to really address a problem in the industry at that time with cork tape.
They're harder than the center.
Sure, yes. So they're made that way because this is where you're doing all the sealing against the neck is right here. So you want it a little spongy, you know what I mean? Once we're done here, the bottle continues on to the next station. Besides, you look like an idiot smelling the aluminum. Right? People are like,
sounds romantic.
we wanted to do tours to have people bond and have an experience here so they come back again. We took on the theme right off the beginning. We wanted to be a destination winery. So you come here, have a party, enjoy some family and friends, maybe have a cheese board, watch the countryside. We have seating throughout the entire winery. So we wanted to do that.
So with the soups, we're going to do the Zinfandel. It's a semi-dry. It's been in the barrel for 3 years, so it's going to be a little less dry. I really good little bit just to try. It's the Kirsch. It's a cherry base with 190 proof brandy. I was actually really happy to do this because it's something different. We're moving, into the country, which I love so much. I mean, for me, there's literally no breaks because I just love to work. We're all workaholics. We love to work.
It's not the same old every time when you own a winery. So every day is going to bring something new. And with that, the newness is what keeps you going. And all the challenges and weather and growing grapes and bringing a new product out and doing all that, you just keep going.
Every day we get up at 5 o'clock. And I have a list of things that I'd like to get accomplished over the course of the day. And they're a combination of things, maybe some maintenance that needs to be done on the winery or the winery equipment, maybe do some sales calls, even do some distribution, making some deliveries. We have an established business relationship with a number of restaurants or coffee shops in downtown Wichita Falls. We wanted to be downtown because downtown is starting to grow and thrive. We've got a very good partnership with Odd Duck. They are actually a coffee shop, but they've opened up a wine bar and they're featuring our wines. So it's a really good kind of a joint venture partnership.
Horseshoe Bins, we have been selling their wine for almost a year now. Pretty much a couple months after they took over, they came in and asked us if we wanted to sell their wine as kind of a vendor downtown because there wasn't another winery at that time. And we were very interested in selling wine, and doing like sangria mixes and stuff like that.
Some people would like to have wines while they're enjoying their beers. So I met up with the owner of the brewery, and I'm very pleased to see that they're offering our products as well as their fine beer products.
And I went out there and sampled the wine, and him and I just chatted about business and what it's like to do business in Wichita Falls, also the alcohol business, because it's completely different when you manufacture alcohol than any other business. I really liked his product. I brought back the Kirsch and the Cab, because we're asking people to carry our beer because we're local, and I felt like if we're not carrying somebody's local wine, that we're kind of being hypocrite. It's almost kind of surreal to make a product from raw materials and then to put your name on it and then sell it to people that you've grown up with. So it's a good feeling. It's our passion, but there is a lot of pride in it.
So if you look at how wineries are classified, they're classified by cases produced. So once you get around 5 to 10 to 12,000 cases, you're still kind of a little bit of a larger boutique winery. But if you get to somebody that's in the 70 to 80,000, there's very few of those wineries in Texas. The bulk of them are in the 1,000 to 5,000 case quantity. So there's a number of boutique wineries throughout Texas. California is number one, and they have well over 4,000 wineries, and they'll no doubt be number one for a long period of time. Texas is number 5. We are within 50 wineries of New York State, so I expect Texas to continue to grow, and we're growing at a double-digit pace. So I expect Texas to be number 4, maybe number 3, probably in the next decade. Right now, we have no future plans for retirement.
Retirement is like, selling out and, driving, going to places and stuff like that. I don't. We can do that while we still own the wineries. So I don't, we're going to be here a long time.
We would like to build a bed and breakfast and convert the house that we have here to kind of let people enjoy our wines and also spend the evening as well. Linda's talked a couple times about putting some cottages. We have 75 acres here, and it would be pretty nice if people could come visit, spend the weekend, and just kind of spend time with us and enjoy the lifestyle of wine and vineyards. Our hope is maybe someday that one of our children will come down and continue the legacy that we've started here. But they're free to do what they want to do, and we'll cross that bridge down the road. It would be nice to continue it, but we'll see.
No, I hope so, that I own it. No, but I've talked to them numerous times because I'm the one that's here mostly doing all the hard work, so I assume I might, but we'll see we'll see in a few years. And if I don't, then that's okay. I still have my degree to back up.
I think at some point in time, we may not own it. The kids may own it and things like that. But again, there's enough area here, enough property that we could build a house out on the far end and still be here, but let the kids run the winery and that stuff.
I'll put them in the corner of the
Yeah,
place.
Is on the road again. Just can't wait. I'm gonna rewrite this song. On the wine again. Just can't wait to get on the wine again. It's not near as hard as scotch and gin. I can't wait to get on the wine again. No, I can't wait to get on the wine again. There you go.